Welcome back to this week's Friday Tips video. Today we are focusing completely on navigation and all the tips you need to know to master navigation inside of your Tesla Model 3 and Model Y. Now a lot of these tips will fall also into the Model S and X category, but I'm not really familiar with those systems, so you have to use your discretion to know if they work there or not. We're going to try to go through this really quick and make this as valuable as possible, so let's get on it. All right, so here's the topics we're going to be going through today. First of all, what are all the ways to actually input an address or destination into your navigation? What settings do you need to be aware of inside your navigation settings? What is on the screen that you need to know about and where do you find it? What are all the voice commands you can use for navigation? How do you add waypoints? How do you save favorites like home and work? How to send destinations from your phone, and what do you need to be aware of while you're driving in your Tesla while on navigation. So first off, let's talk about 5 different ways that you can input an address or destination into your navigation system. The first way is you can simply type it in by tapping up here on navigation, coming down here, typing in an address, and then selecting it from the drop-down menu. Next up, you can tap and hold anywhere on your screen, a menu will pop up, and you can tap the Navigate To button. Third, you can use voice commands by pressing on the right wheel here on the steering wheel. You can select them from the calendar, or send them from your phone. So those are 5 ways you can input an address or destination into your computer system here. Let's go through now and talk about them in detail. First up, let's talk about all the different voice commands using the right wheel here to activate navigation. Now, what you can do to engage the voice command is you press it, do not hold. It will pop up like this and start listening to your voice. Once you stop talking, it will then go ahead and process what you said. Now, there are quite a few commands that work with navigation, so I'll show you a couple and then I'll list off for you the rest of them. The most common one I use, for example, is Take Me To command. So for example, take me to Safeway. It pulls up all the list of Safeways out there and you can select which one you actually want. Once you tap on it, the car will then navigate to that Safeway. But there are lots of different commands, so here they are. You can say navigate to address, which allows you to actually go through and navigate to a specific address while you say it out loud versus typing it in. You could say go to home, go to work, go to the airport. So the go to command is a really popular one. You could say zoom in, for example, zoom in, or you could say zoom out. Zoom out. You could say turn on satellite mode or turn on traffic mode, display superchargers, display destination chargers, stop navigation, or mute voice guidance. Some of these you'll find really handy to do with the voice commands. Other ones you'll find like zoom, it's just easier to come in and pinch, but that's totally up to your preference. Now when it comes to typing in a destination, all you do is come up here to the little magnifying glass and tap it. Instantly your keyboard pops up right here and you can start typing in a destination and it'll eventually find it. For example, 555, you'll find your destination in that list and you just tap on it and it will go to it. Very simple. But this navigation input area also works as a quick way to get to your home or your work. As long as you have your address assigned to home or work, it will automatically take you there simply by pressing and swiping down or swiping to the right. Now to update your home address or work address, just press and hold. A box will pop up, you hit clear, and then you can retype in your address. While we're on this menu, I'll show you a few more tips. This, of course, is all of your recents in here that you have been to. You can quickly remove all of these by quickly swiping to the right. As far as I've been able to find, there's no way to mass delete all of them. You do have to do them one by one. Next over is your favorites, and these are areas where you've actually put in an address and saved it as a favorite, obviously. To do that, you can go into any destination. For example, let's go into this one right here, and you can hit the star on that. Once you hit the star, you can name it to whatever you want. My favorite place, meeting place with friends, whatever it is, hit add to favorites. Then when you come back into here and go to favorites, it's right there. Again, swipe it to remove it. When you tap on Hungry, it's going to just search for a nice place next to you. It doesn't actually give you options for what you want to choose from. Instead, it's going to find just something in the vicinity and take you there. It's going to kind of make a judgment call. If you wanted to actually find a list of food around you, you can either just type in food and it will give you a list of everything around you, including where it's at. You can either tap on it on the menu options here or click on it right here on the map. You can call, look at their website, or navigate to them. And of course, if you want to continue to go there over and over again, you can click on the little star and that'll add it to your favorites. And if you're looking for a little entertainment, you can click on Lucky and it'll take you to, I don't know, some kind of entertainment place. Now, if you're trying to locate all the local superchargers, go up here and press on Charging. It's going to give you a list on the side here as well as plot them for you on the map. Now, these chargers up here at the top represent the power of the charging station that it's referring to here. So if we uncheck this one right here, you can see that it removed the top supercharging option there because it had this super powered supercharger there. But the supercharger here in Issaquah is still there. If we uncheck the second one, that one disappears, leaving only your standard, not necessarily trickle chargers, but chargers at like hotels and other forms of places where you can just pull up at mostly hotels, casinos, malls, that sort of thing. They're going to charge much slower. But to keep all of your options open, especially superchargers, you want to keep those all checked. Next, let's talk about what is actually on your navigation screen here. Now, first of all, if your screen looks like this, where you don't have any other buttons on your screen, just simply tap on it and you'll see your other buttons appear here. You've got your satellite view option right there to turn on your satellite view, assuming you pay for the monthly subscription, which I believe is $9.99 currently. If you'd like traffic to be used, you can press on the little traffic light right there. Again, this can all be done via voice command. And this option over here is for points of interest. So for example, if I press it, it's going to give me some points of interest, shopping, schools, things of that nature. I take that off, and it's going to clean the map up a little bit. Points of interest can also be tapped on and can be used to navigate there as well. Now down below, you're going to have the actual street that you're on. So it's not the street you're going to, it's the street you're actually on. Of course, we have our search menu right here. And on the left, you have your directional lock. So right now, you can see that my screen is able to move wherever. I'm not facing north, but if I wanted to always keep the map facing north, I could tap this right here and it's going to keep me, well, me facing forward. If I tap it again, it's going to keep me always face north, or the map, I should say, always north is up. But most common way of doing this is keeping it like this, to where you're always driving the direction that your arrow is pointing and the map rotates around you instead of you rotating inside of the map. So if I want me to rotate inside of the map, having north always up on the map, you would just simply press that right there. But again, this is the most common. And if you drag away, watch how it goes gray right there. That means that you are no longer centered and you could actually drive right off the map, where the map would be showing this here and the car would be somewhere over here. But to reassign yourself, if you can't see yourself there, to recenter, just go ahead and tap that again, the map will recenter. Now let's take a look at what's on the screen when you're navigating to a destination. The next corner you're going to be going to will always be the one that is dark blue. The light blue kind of transparent option is the next turn. So it's really nice that you can actually see both turns. Right here, you're going to have all your instructions laid out for you. This blue button right here, if you paid for the Navigate on Autopilot option, which is right now $12,000, this will then make your car navigate for you on autopilot, assuming you're on a freeway or in an interstate. So it'll get you on the on-ramp and merge you to different freeways and take the exit for you. If you're on the Full Self-Drive beta program, which is what I am on, it'll drive for you in the inner city as well. But if you don't want the car to do any driving for you, you would just untap that and then it will never make any turns for you in any form. Underneath of your actual turns ahead, it'll tell you your arrival time, the amount of time it's going to take you to get there, and the amount of mileage it's going to take to get there. If you pull down and let go, what it's going to do is it's going to zoom out to your full navigation. So you can see your full path you're going to go on. If you slide up here, it's going to give you your round trip numbers. So this is telling us that when we get to our destination, we're going to have 73% of our battery left. If I pull up a little bit, it tells me to come back again to the place where I left. So right back to where I am now, I would have 70% of my battery. So it gives you a really nice sense of what the round trip's going to look like. Slide up again in order to get yourself all back realigned. Now, one way to access your settings, which is our next topic, is to go in right here with the three dots. Inside of there, you're going to have a couple different things. You're going to have add a waypoint, which we'll talk about in a minute. We have edit trip, and we have settings. So let's go here into settings. Now, these are the same settings you're going to find inside of your actual settings menu. If you were to come over here, go to navigation, they're going to be mostly all the same settings there. So if you come in here, tap this, settings, all of the same settings. Automatic navigation means that it's going to automatically, when you get in the car, it's going to assume you're going to work. And if you're at work, when you get in the car, it's going to assume you're going home. Or if you have a destination inside of your calendar within a certain period of time, usually about an hour, if you get in the car within an hour of your appointment, it'll automatically navigate you to that one as well. It's a really cool feature that I usually have on. To turn it on, you just toggle it on like that. To turn off the voice navigation, you just tap that so it shows an X right there. To adjust the volume of it, you just slide up and down. Trip Planner will automatically add superchargers to your navigation if it's needed. So for example, if I wanted to go to California, there's going to be a few superchargers needed. So as it shows here, my very first stop would be to come down here to Auburn to a supercharger. It says when I get there, I would have 69% of my battery left. It's going to be charging for 35 minutes to get it up to the right amount of charge. You can see the navigation is taking me here, and it says 11 right there, meaning that there are 11 stalls currently available. You tap on the supercharger, it'll say there's 1 stall out of order, 11 stalls available. It tells you the number of stalls that are there and the maximum wattage that it will charge. It also shows you the charging fees and the idle fees, which is up to $1 per minute that you're sitting in a spot and not actually charging. From there, you can also go in and tap on things to do around the supercharger to navigate and figure out what your plans are going to be while your car is charging for those 35 minutes. Online routing allows the car to use traffic data to find you the optimal route to get you to your destination the fastest. Now, this, in order to see the traffic on the map, you have to pay for the data, but the car will always use traffic to navigate you regardless if you pay for the subscription or not. And you can tell the car at what point to actually reroute you. I have mine set at 5 minutes, which I believe is a default. So if the navigation will save me 5 minutes to detour, then it's okay to go ahead and reroute me. Otherwise, don't reroute me. Below that, you can say avoid ferries, avoid tolls, avoid HOV lanes. I'm going to turn that on because I'm by myself right now. And that's going to be pretty much it for all of the settings for navigation. Next, let's talk about waypoints. Waypoints are simply entering multiple destinations into your map navigation system so that the car takes you from one destination to the other without having to input multiple times different addresses each time you get into the car. It's also a great way to view your route to make sure you're not backtracking anywhere and you're being the most efficient with your time. Now, we already have one destination in here right now. To add a second, I can come in here to the 3 dots. Now, there's a few ways to do this. I can say add stop. I can come in here to another destination, click on this address here, and you can see now I have 2 destinations. You can do this over 10 times. I did 10 of them. I'm not sure what the max is, but you can do a lot of them. To edit them, come back into here, go into edit trip, and you can see you've got the 2 of them listed right there. Here you can add another one, you can delete one, or you can click and hold and drag them around to different order. Once you do that, it'll reroute them here and you'll see your new path. Now, the unique thing about how this works is when you get done at that first stop and you get back in your car, it's going to be already navigating you to the next destination. I did a full video on this on the channel. Feel free to drop onto that to check out more details. One really convenient way to get your address into your car is by sending it from your phone. Now, this is really convenient, especially if maybe you got a passenger. They can find it on their phone and send it to the car, then you just follow the instructions of the car. But what I do with mine, for example, is I lay it all my days all laid out inside of my calendar. So you can see here that I've got my phone here, and in here at about 5:15 is ballet, where I have to take my little girls to ballet. All I have to do is put it here inside of my phone, in my calendar. As long as you input the address in here and your phone is synced with your car, all you have to do is come in here to the address book, and then right next to the address, there's a big navigation button. Just press it, and just like that, I'm navigating to the dance theater. Now, if your car is not synced up to your phone, there's a couple things you need to do. Now, to make sure your phone is actually ready for that, all you have to do is come up here into the profile, go down into settings, and then make sure right here you have the toggle switch on for view calendar in your vehicle. This works with the Apple Calendar. This works with the Google Calendar. Just make sure that it's in your phone and this is all turned on. I've been told that this all works just fine with Android as well, but not having an Android, I can't verify that. Maybe one of you will verify that down below in the comments. You can also send a destination straight from your phone. So I can tap on this right here. I can come down to a destination, for example, Love's Travel Shop, whatever the heck that is. I can swipe down here and go to share. Once I tap on share, I can see the Tesla app right there. I click on the Tesla app and it's sending it right now to my car. See how the map's navigating? Pretty cool. I can do this from my house if I want the car to be ready when I head out and have my car all ready to go. Now, when you click share, if you don't see Tesla, this is why. Simply go over here and swipe all the way over to the right, click on more. Then you're gonna have to find your Tesla app. Chances are it's just not among your favorites. If that's the case, click on edit in the top corner, then tap the plus symbol next to it down there. For example, if I hit plus on Facebook, it jumps up here into my favorites. And then from there, you can press on the 3 lines and you can move it around to whatever position you want. I keep mine as far up as I can possibly go. To remove something again, just click on the negative and it will remove it from the menu. Now, if your map is stuck like this and you can't get it to actually navigate, one thing you can do is you can just swipe up on that and it'll go to this really quickly. Also, if while you're navigating, if you have something up, for example, you have your calendar up, what'll happen is over on the left side, you will see the now navigation pops up down here in the bottom corner where you can still see everything you need to see. You just have to look at a different spot. But once you pull down the calendar and get rid of it again, of course, that's all there and this disappears. So that about does it for navigation tips and tricks. If you have any others that weren't covered here in this video, please help us out by putting them down below in the comments so everybody can continue to learn and master their Tesla. If you learned something from this video and had a good time watching, please leave me a comment and like. That really helps the video get out there and more people find this video. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.